Hello theater addicts, my name is Vanessa Marshall and I'm reviewing The Shape of Things as part of the dramatic work series in the Culture Lab at the Culture Theatre. This is brought to us by Heckin' Good Theatre. This is a really long show, so that's the first thing that I would warn you about. It's over 100 minutes long, or about 100 minutes long, and you feel that length, unfortunately. The end is really good, the end is strong, and certainly the last 20-25 minutes of the show are by far the strongest aspects of the show. The earlier acts really drag, and so just, stick it out until you get to the end, because the end is really good and worth sticking around for. I would definitely say that Marissa Burton, who plays Jenny, and Harrison McDonald as Philip do a great job. This dialogue is really clunky and not very natural, but they make it feel natural. They make it work, and so I really applaud the two of them, particularly Jenny, the actress who plays Jenny, Marissa Burton, because she does a really good job at making that character totally three-dimensional, totally believable, in every way, and that's really saying something in a production as challenged as this. So what I would say about in terms of the plot of The Shape of Things is it sort of starts off and seems like and kind of presents itself as a bit of a romantic comedy. You have the kind of classic meet cute of two people who don't know each other but they have met before. And it initially starts in that kind of vein of a romantic comedy. You've got definitely some funny moments. You've got, some sexual moments. It's fun, playful, somewhat antagonistic kind of a relationship. And so it definitely starts that way. And then as it continues on, it's sort of unclear where it's going. You don't kind of have your typical conflicts that you would usually see in a romantic comedy, and actually it turns out to not be a romantic comedy. It turns into almost like an M. Night Shyamalan, twist at the end. I saw the twist coming. The person I came with did not see the twist coming, so your mileage may vary on how obvious or not obvious it is, but it is fun to, at least I found an enjoyable aspect of the show to be kind of going through those clues and trying to figure it out. And like I said, the end is excellent and does definitely pay off, but it's a rough road getting there in the middle. Like I was saying, the dialogue is problematic and the show is really long, and a lot of that is, in my view, not necessary, even if you're, like I said, looking for clues that's sort of, on the treasure hunt. It's still too long. And part of what makes it feel long is that there are probably the longest set changes I've ever seen in any of the hundreds of shows that I've seen. They take an enormously long time to change the set, an unnecessarily long time, and that makes it feel all the more longer. Although I did enjoy playing Name That 90s One-Hit Wonder, because that was fun during the transitions. A problem that I have with this show, a big problem that I have with it, is that it, ultimately, they name drop Medea in the show, and if you don't know what Medea is, look it up. It's a really interesting, complex, fascinating old Greek tragedy by Euripides, I believe. And they name drop Medea for a reason. And the problem here is that you have a lot of the same sort of destructive behavior of a Medea character without the corresponding compassion for why that is happening. So as a feminist, I found it problematic because it really presents women in this very kind of stereotypical Yoko Ono, I'm gonna meet you and come in and ruin your life kind of a way that is so cliche and so, in my view, damaging for how women are presented in media and in art and are viewed by anybody. The other thing that I would say is that there's sort of this layer of talking about growth and, you know, bettering yourself and working on your insecurities and becoming more confident and becoming, you know, maybe a better version of you. And I think that there's a lot of actual positives there, but somehow this show kind of makes that all seem bad. And it turns really a negative perspective on something that is for a lot of people a really positive thing. And all of this is done under the thesis that it's art and that this is what art is and that art is designed to challenge, and it can make you a horrible person, but that's fine, it's justified because it's art. And I think that that is also a really problematic message, and I don't think that it succeeds as a message. And maybe it's not intended to succeed. Maybe the purpose of the show is for it not to succeed. But it is an interesting topic of discussion, and it gets some great service at the end of the show, and I would have liked for it to be more of a discussion throughout the show. There are a few kind of moments where it is, but it sort of really turned toxic really quickly. So I would have liked a healthier sort of discussion around art and how far is too far and things along those lines. So that, you know, here we are at the Cultch Theatre. I've been reviewing The Shape of Things, which is certainly a very interesting piece by Heckin Good Theatre, and it is currently playing as part of the 2018 Vancouver Fringe Festival, and specifically the Dramatic Work series at the Cultch Lab. If you have any thoughts on this show or this review, please feel free to comment on the bottom of the video. Also join our YouTube page and make sure to follow us on social media. We'll be posting reviews of this year's Fringe as soon as possible.